Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, I want to show you how you can install mysql-server on Ubuntu. After the installation, we will try to be connected with mysql-server with the use of MySQL user. And after that, I will show you how you can create a first database. After creating the first database, I will show you how you can use that database and how you can create a new table in that database. At the end of the video, I will show you how you can find the configuration file of MySQL server and how you can do some changes in that configuration file. For example, how we can set a log file for MySQL server, or how we can change the default port of that, or how we can do some changes for the bin addresses and so on. So we will learn all of these stuffs in this video. So let's go and let's do all of them one by one. The first thing that we have to do is it is always a good idea to update the Linux repository. So you can do it with the use of sudo apt update. You press enter, and after that sudo apt upgrade. So with the use of these two commands, you can update and upgrade all of the Linux repositories. But in this video, I don't do it because I've already done it. For installing the MySQL server on Ubuntu, we need another command. This command is sudo apt install mysql -server. With the use of this command, we can install MySQL server on our Ubuntu machine. After that, I just press enter, and here the password for the sudo user, and wait until it will download it. Here it asks us that these new packages will be installed, and we select yes, and we just press enter, and we wait until these packages will be installed on our machine. Now, MySQL server is installed on our machine. We can check if the service is running correctly or not. So I clear here just for checking that. We type sudo service MySQL, and after that status. I press enter. You see that MySQL server is running on our machine. And if you want to check the version of MySQL server, we do that with the use of MySQL -version. We press enter. You see that version 8 is installed on Ubuntu, and this is the version of Ubuntu on my virtual machine. Now our MySQL server is installed on our machine and it is running. And now we try to connect to our MySQL server and do the rest of the things. For connecting to MySQL server, you have to know that with the installation of MySQL server, the MySQL user or MySQL account will be automatically also created for us. And with the use of that, we can make a connection to our MySQL server. So how we can do it is we type sudo, and after that MySQL, and after that we just press enter. You see that now we are in the CLI of MySQL. I want to show you some SQL commands. They are not our topic, but it is good to know that. First, we want to know how many users we have after the installation by default. So we type select, and after that user, and after that from mysql.user, and I press enter. You see that they are the users that by default will be all installed on MySQL server, and you can use these users. And this is the command to list all of the users that are installed. So MySQL is not case sensitive. It's always better if you use the capital form of your command, but with the use of small form of the command, it will also work for us. Now, this is the list of our users that are by default created. Now we want to know how many databases we have. So for that, show databases and semicolon. And after that, I press enter. And you see that we have some databases by default here. Now, as I said, we want to learn how we can create a new database for our job. So for that, we have a command, create, and after that, database. And after that, you have to select a name for your database. For example, MyDB, and semicolon. I press enter. You see that queries. Okay. And if we try to get the list of our databases, this time you see that we have MyDB. We just created that under database. Now we want to know how we can use our database. So for that case, we type use, and after that, the name of our database, MyDB, and I press enter. You see here, database changed. Now, each and every changes that we do here, it will be in our new database in MyDB. For example, we want to create a table in our new database. For that, create table. We select the name for our table, users, for example. And after that, we have to define which columns this table should have. For example, we say the ID of users. And after that, we have to define a type for this ID. An ID, it's only a number, so we say it's integer. And after that, we want to have the name of our users in this table. And the type of that is character. So we say varchar, and after that, you can define how many characters these names can have. For example, I say 50 characters for each name. And we have, for example, age. And age is also a number. So we say integer. Now, if I press enter, you see that the table will also be created in our database. Now, we want to see how if our table is created. Show, for that, show tables, and after that, press enter. You see that our table is created here. And now describe, and after that, table name, users. Describe user. Sorry, I just made a syntax error here. And if we type describe users here, you see that it is our table. Our table has ID, has name, has age, and they are the type of these variables. So I don't want to teach you MySQL commands more than that, because it's not our topic. I just wanted that you get a basic understanding of all of these things. Now we get out of the CLI of MySQL with the type of exit, and I press enter. You see that now we are again in CLI from Ubuntu, and clear here. Now suppose that we want to do some changes in the configuration file of MySQL-server. So first we have to find the configuration file of MySQL. For that, we go to sudo cd etc. MySQL, and after that, mysql.conf.d, and after I will press enter. If I make a list here, you see that we have the configuration files here, and I open just this file, sudo nano, and I paste it here. Here we have the configuration of our MySQL database server. Under the MySQL, we have the user. With the use of this user, MySQL user, it will be, as this is an account, and with the use of this account, we created a connection to our MySQL user, and after that, you see that here we have the bean addresses, and under the port, this is the default port of MySQL server 3306. It says you can change it if you want, but it is generally a not good idea, so I don't change it here. And here we have the bean addresses by default. As you see here, the MySQL server listen on the loopback address, which is this address here. But if you want to change it so that your SQL server listens to all of available network interfaces and accept connections from remote hosts, you have to change this IP address here. You give either the IP address of your machine, or if you want, you can give this IP address. So MySQL server will listen to each and every connection. But if you select this IP address here, so for security reasons, it will be suggested that you set strong passwords for your DBs or restrict connection through your firewall, or secure the connections with your database, with your SQL server, with the use of SSL or TLS, and such things, if you want that your SQL server listens to every network interfaces. If not, so just give your IP address of your machine, or just the loopback 001. It depends on you how do you want to configure that. And this is a backup, and here we have the log file. By default, the log file of MySQL server will be here. If you want, you can change it. You can give another directory here, but it is not a good idea, and I don't do it. So I close that, and that's it. We have done it.